gentlemen can blame this on the misfortune of your birth.
Where the hell are we? Retro Roboboy, what are you doing to us?
Boys, this will only be a moment. Hold still.
Whoa, hey. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear Lord.
There we are.
Thank you?
Oh, don't go thanking me so soon. We're still in for a very long night of entertainment. Behold the peak of man's creation, Mobile Suit Gundam. Soldiers, your lives are about to be changed.
そうだよ。取り返しのつかないこと取り返しのつかないことをしてしまった。ごめんよ。まだ僕には帰れるところがあるんだ。こんな嬉しいことはない。分かってくれるよね。ララにはいつでも会いに行けるから。
Gentlemen, what did you think?
That was awesome!
Hey guys, quick disclaimer here. I know what you're probably thinking. Hey Dingus, why didn't you just film a commentary for the trilogy and do a react video? And to that I answer, wow, what a great idea. I wish I thought of it before we started. With that being said, this video was shot several weeks after we already watched the trilogy together. So you're just gonna have to trust me when I say, with no exaggeration, that reenactment is exactly how it went down. With that out of the way, I have something far more devious for the boys. Alright boys, so we watched the Mobile Suit Gundam trilogy. What did you think?
I mean, I thought it was pretty sweet. I enjoyed it quite a bit. engaged the whole way through.
I was genuinely not expecting it to be for a 19 was it 79 or
Yes,
80?
1979.
For it to be 1979, I did not expect it to be well animated.
So you were surprised by the like cinematic angles and also too just the kind of scale of it, and it felt more akin to something like a Star Wars than it did a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, I was going into expecting more of like a, I don't know, like an anime thing as somebody who doesn't watch it, but it's ended up just being more like, I don't know, grounded. Not like entirely grounded, obviously, but more like just like a regular show.
Yeah.
That just happened to be animated.
I would say it's probably like more grounded than Star Wars. It feels like there's more lore to it. The actual war was very well fleshed out. You see both sides equally. It's not like, oh, this one side is just, I'm just evil now. Like,
yeah, they give you a better representation of like actually doing like a politics rather than just like, yeah, these guys suck and they're dark, and these guys are cool and they're got green swords.
Yeah, like the early, like the episodes 1 and 2 and 3 Star Wars where it's just boring politics and it's just straight boring. This is actually well crafted and interesting, and all of them, they're not boring characters. And people just straight up die.
I do like that. Yeah, I did like that characters can just like get got, except for Job, my boy.
We'll see a character, we're like, oh, this will be the main villain, and he's dead in the next scene.
Yeah,
people will just explode, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and their children killing people. Who doesn't love that?
It's funny that you brought up anime, because I was about to say, what was your experience with anime going into this, and did this kind of change your perspective on anime, considering that this is an anime that is over 30 years old, actually over 40 years old now, almost 50.
I mean, I think before Attack on Titan, then I watched Samurai Champloo. See my girlfriend watch Naruto a little bit. I mean, it's different than what I expected. I expect those like, it still had some of like the things I think of as like the still shot with shit like shaking around and like the kind of over exaggerated stuff, but that is not too much of that, I guess.
Yeah, you could almost replace, like if you did this same exact thing in live action, you'd almost have to change nothing. Like the way the way the shots are set up, everything. It's like, it definitely feels more like, again, a film that happens to be animated. Yeah. And aside from, of course, they have like the multicolored hair and stuff like that. But you could
those are things for like good character. I guess like I assume easier. Yeah, character identification, as well as just like better, more interesting color palettes to look at.
And I always headcanoned it as, that far in the future, multicolored hair would probably be pretty, it would be socially normalized.
Yeah, I mean, it already kind of is now.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, so like,
and so think X amount of 100 years in the future, it's like politicians, anyone would have colored hair.
I could be rocking straight up purple hair.
Yeah, exactly, and no one.
Maybe one day I will.
So the next question's kind of similar. What was your prior experience with mecha? Not just in anime, but just mecha as a whole. And considering that this was what was called the first quote-unquote Real-Mech anime, or just Real-Mech story, did you kind of see hints of things you've seen in other media in this?
My experience with mecha, this might be the first, my personal experience, it might be the first real one. I don't know if I would consider Evangelion.
Yes.
It is mecha, but that one is more of like a psychological exploration of this character who is extremely damaged. Gundam does go into in some of the other ones, but
yeah, but not in a
hardcore way like Evangelion, where I straight up have no idea what is happening.
Yeah, or like when I quit in the last episode because I was like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, because Evangelion,
I'll watch it later.
Yeah, Evangelion is mecha. Mecha is kind of a setup, and then it's part of the background.
I've met the Mech Assault games on the original Xbox that I used to play in like 2000.
Chrome Hounds.
Oh, Chrome Hounds. I remember Chrome Hounds on the Xbox 360. Chrome, like 5 minutes.
And then obviously you've been playing Armored Core.
And Armored Core. I do love Armored Core 6.
And I actually downloaded Armored Core 3 on the PS2 emulator because of this show, probably.
Yeah. But going back after having watched it and then like playing Armored Core a little bit again, it's hard not to kind of like see it's kind of baked in there.
We both equally have like the same experience when it comes to mecha, and then we watch this, which is pretty much like the grandfather of all mecha media, essentially.
Yeah. Especially modern mecha media, because beforehand you had things where
modern mecha media.
You still had say that 3 times.
Yeah,
fast. Triple M.
Modern mecha media.
You still had battling robots and stuff, but it was more akin to something like Voltron or, you know, Power Rangers, and it was more almost borderline superhero. You know, this was the first time you saw them just be machines for war made by mankind. The same you would see a tank, etc. And
yeah, just like mass produced. Not every one of them. There's one or two special ones. There are a few special ones throughout, but they're mostly, yeah, just.
It kind of opened up that sandbox, and that's how you got things like you have like Titanfall and like a lot of things like that. You know, nowadays that you see, while may not be directly inspired by Gundam, they are derivatives of things that were inspired by Gundam. And I think when you talk about giant robots, especially in the U.S., a lot of people immediately think of Transformers. Which is just such a different, you know.
Well, also it doesn't have any. It's not about war. I mean, it is, I guess.
It's talking aliens that are robots. You know?
Yeah,
but
it doesn't have the same tonality.
Not in the grounded
storyline.
sense that where the Gundam series came from, where it's like you just literally said, like they're tools for war.
Yeah.
And Transformers is like, oh yeah, goofy aliens.
It's meant to be more of like a fun, goofy. Yeah.
And it's ironically, Transformers has always been just called a glorified toy commercial because each episode is literally just to advertise a new toy. But funny enough, the original Gundam series was actually structured the same exact way. But the difference is that they took the character and the stories more seriously and more adult.
And then just gave them a little red paint and yellow paint for flair.
Exactly.
Totally wartime paint jobs.
So, did either one of you know anything about Gundam at all before going into this? And if so, what had you seen or heard about?
Like my only knowledge of what it was the RX-78. I just saw that Gundam suit and I was like, cool, that's it. That's the only thing I ever saw. I did see commercials when I on Toonami a long ass time ago. That was my only experience. I just never watched them. I just knew what it was.
It existed.
It's kind of like when people just see Godzilla. You're not a Godzilla fan, but if you know who he is, you're like,
right.
oh, you don't even have to see a single Godzilla movie. But when you see him, you're like, oh,
you know he's Godzilla. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, after having seen it, I've now recognized a lot more like Gundam stuff and people's like PFPs on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was being like, oh, that's a Gundam thing. Oh, okay. That's Char. Oh, okay. It's not just some guy.
Did you find yourself confused or overwhelmed at all? Do you think the trilogy sufficed as a film series on its own?
yes.
Yeah. I think I had a lot of... When we were first watching it, I was just asking you constant questions. It sets it up in a way where it's like, oh, I want to know like how that works. But they do a good job of like decently explaining
Obviously,
it.
the show
like, throughout.
will be more fleshed out. But
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it does a good job. Like, were the things I might have been confused about if I just couldn't remember like a character name. But yeah, it's followable. I think easily so, and it's like an interesting whole package.
Was it satisfactory as a story? Like, did the missing parts feel that noticeable, or did you still feel like, okay, I got a complete story?
I mean, you get a complete story because you follow like the entire Amuro train. So like, really, you see the important parts. I mean, it does feel like some characters. It's like, why do I care about Captain Bright or Fra Bao? They're there and they exist and they're pinnacle characters, but like, I don't know anything about them other than that Fra Bao watched her entire family and everybody she knows get blown up in front of her right next to Amuro. But
you've also mentioned that like the TV show, a lot of those side characters get their little plot lines, and in the movie you'll see a character and you're like, wait, who's this guy? And then they're gone. They just disappear from the film. Like they just exit out of the movie. That is probably the only really big problem the trilogy has, where characters just weave in and out. We had no idea who Job John was, and then he just showed up. And we're like, oh, it's this guy. And then he just like, he's like shooting guys down a hallway.
I hate to disappoint y'all, but Job John does not have any, like, you just see him like manning a gun. He's quite literally like almost like a filler character.
Right.
I just pointed him out because
we just loved him
funny.
because of his name.
Right.
But
it's Job John.
It's just the greatest name of all time.
It sticks out.
But it's just characters like that just will appear and then they disappear, or they just straight up die.
Yeah, I think to your point, it's kind of just like when you make a movie.
And it's a film. So
as
you don't have the runtime.
Yeah, if you make a movie pulled directly from clips from the show, and maybe you reanimate some things, you're just going to run into having characters that, like, if you were to fully reanimate it right from the start, you might choose to maybe just not have a character in a scene, or you might omit certain things, or like write around it, or change certain things. But when you pull directly from the show to pull it, I mean, I feel like you're gonna have stuff that's just gonna be there in frame. You're just not gonna get an explanation for it. And that's, I think, fine. It's not jarring
the only side character that I actually do think is done justice is Kai, because they still have his story in the second film with Miharu.
When he gets his GF and loses it.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes.
But which is a little sped up. That's why it's
True.
Oh, it is sped up, but also, I mean, you do get something.
There
for
needed
his
to be
character.
some time, noticeable
Yeah.
time.
You get some stuff from like Sayla. I guess you get a little bit of her and her interactions with like Char. But
relationships kind of are just super sped up, and that's the only issue. But
especially for the
I get it, because it's a movie and you don't have time.
And like Lala and Amuro as well.
Exactly.
It's kind of, you know.
Or like Garma, and like you don't get any Garma, and like I can't forget his big brother name with the scar, but like
They had
guy,
multiple 22-minute long episodes as opposed to 3 2-hour-long movies.
They're supposed to be our side villains, essentially, and we don't
boss
really,
battles.
Like they're because Char is obviously your main antagonist, but then those other side antagonists don't really get much screen time.
But the whole rest of the Zabi family, I wanted to get more of.
I really wanted to see more
to understand more of like the
Which
relationship, which you do get in Origins, I guess,
for sure.
That's actually kind of goes right into the next question. I've had y'all watch a number of series now. I'll put them up on the screen at this point, OVAs, movies, etc. Do you think it's necessary to watch the original series or trilogy before watching the rest? And if not, what would you personally recommend as a starter to the series based on what you've seen thus far?
I think you can watch MS-80 and 8th MS Team, yeah. Maybe 0080. Yeah, you can maybe watch those without it, but I think you're gonna kind of just like you're gonna be missing a lot of like the
context.
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna watch somewhere that isn't the original series or like the movie, probably Origins, because at least then you can at least be like, oh, I know who these characters are. Oh, I understand what the
it's
political.
An introduction.
Yeah, I understand the political setup, and I understand what the mobile suits are and kind of how they function. And then if you watch something else after that, you can watch 8th MS Team. You know enough. Now you're just like, oh, it's not. Now I see the battle.
And by starting with Origin, you probably are more likely to want to watch the original series to see that story continued. It's kind of like starting with Phantom Menace instead of starting with A New Hope. It's like, you know, it's still a beginning. I know the Star Wars prequels aren't a fair comparison, but you know what I'm saying.
I actually think you probably should watch the trilogy first, because it's just 3 really good movies.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss out on 3 really good movies. It more so sets up the universe better than Origins. You don't really get a lot. You're not going to get a lot of Gundam action in Origins. You're going to get.
I just think like if I had to choose one, that's not the original 3.
Right.
It would have to be Origins. At least that's what I think.
I would say my favorite. I would start with if you're gonna skip the trilogy first, I would say War in the Pocket, because that is that one to me was self-contained. And genuinely like a harrowing story, but it's filmed and looks like Pokemon, like
It has a classic 90s,
I guess that being
80s
said,
look.
I did show my girlfriend's little brother War in the Pocket to convince him. He was like, oh, well, where can I watch more of this? So,
and if you like more Gundam action, 8th MS Team. If you just want more action, 8th MS.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure. But War in the Pocket, I think, is the best story. Thunderbolt, coolest animation.
Thunderbolt. The whole
Such a tight package because it's under 2
I love
hours.
Thunderbolt.
You know,
Well,
it has
the whole dynamic of how would you deal with like disabled veterans or disabled people utilizing these tools. It's like, oh, okay, well that's actually
It's like a little bit of RoboCop.
that seems real. The militaries would 100% test on the guys with no legs. Some experimental technology. Yeah.
They also kind of flip it where our supposed good guys are insufferable and they're almost as bad as our villains, which I really like, because we spend the Federation is supposed to be, yay, we're the good guys, right? And then you hated the main villain or the main
E.O.
character.
Fleming is his name.
Fleming,
He's a dick.
he is. I really liked him as a character, but
Yes.
you hated him because
Right.
he was self-righteous. He was really cocky and obnoxious, and
It's just a straight up asshole.
I really liked that they made him insufferable, and then the other side,
Empathetic.
they're more exactly, like empathetic. They literally are missing limbs. They're a bunch of they're getting experimented on essentially, and
I'm pretty sure they were called the Graveyard Squad or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
They were given a second chance at like a purpose. They're given a purpose again.
Fulfilling their duty to the country.
Right.
That's another thing too, is that, you know, Star Wars also technically is World War II in space, but I think Gundam just takes that to a totally different level.
More like
You know what I mean?
Vietnam in space, right? A ragtag group of like rebels versus the all-encompassing empire.
So Germany also was a relatively small country until they invaded their neighbors, and that's Zeon basically they started moving into the other colonies surrounding the Earth, and they started conquering parts of the Earth as well.
They're kind of doing island hopping.
They evened out the whole thing is they evened out the score by dropping the colony. That's what
Right.
leveled the playing field between Earth and space. But yeah, it's like I don't think there's a single like Western property, sci-fi, whether cartoon or otherwise, or film series that really kind of takes that same. Like Rogue One is the closest thing
Yeah.
I can think of, and even then, that's like still
It still becomes Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
you can't escape that, you know. Which is why, you know, when people ask me, oh, what's Gundam, I always tell them, oh, it's Japanese equivalent of Star Wars because of the cultural relevance. But as far as tone and style, it's like there's really nothing else like it.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, Star Wars is more like high fantasy,
Right.
Sci-fi high fantasy.
I would
exactly.
yeah. I
Like
wouldn't.
not even Dune,
I
because Dune
wouldn't-
is more philosophical. Like
I wouldn't say
Yeah, well,
Game
Dune
of
is
Thrones.
just a,
I wouldn't say Game of
philosophy.
Thrones either.
Yeah, I mean, it's its own. I feel like it's its own thing. It kind of has its own. Star Wars, I feel like, is probably the best.
Star Wars,
like,
yeah, is the
because it's a space epic. You can
Right.
consider like, oh, it's a space epic, and there's also
A million
tons of
stories.
properties
Yeah.
that say,
You have the TV shows, the standalone movies, spin-offs. Like,
yeah,
you know.
just like exactly what Disney has done with Star Wars,
Maybe.
where it's like there's a million properties around it that really you can watch a lot of other Star Wars properties without having watched the main series,
Yeah.
and still be like, oh, I'm in the world, kind of in a similar way. I think you kind of can with like.
Especially once you get outside of Universal Century, that's when you get like you have a Gundam that's like Street Fighter Gundam. You have like, you know,
that's a completely
totally different thing that you haven't dipped into yet.
If anything closely compares to it, it would be Star Wars because of the million multimedia properties. I would say maybe the MCU, but I'm not. I don't know, because that again, there's different the
Different
TV
tones.
shows, there's different tones, but they're all connected,
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, Gundam, at least the MC universe.
Right.
It's
the
all
current film series.
yeah,
UC
the one
the UC.
the UC, sorry, not
Yeah.
the UC universe.
You have a
time
timeline, a
periods.
continuity.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a new one on Netflix. That's the first. It's the first one in Europe.
Well, I think so. Yeah, technically, it's going to be the first one that's mostly focusing on the European front of the Xeon, and also too, it's the first one made in Unreal Engine 5.
Which looks crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be like pseudo photorealism.
I mean, think about that. We're still getting Gundam movies.
yeah, I was gonna say like it's one of those. It's stuck around forever, and to be honest, like as someone who's seen all of it, I personally think when compared to Star Trek, Star Wars, and a lot of other properties, it has to this day stayed consistently good. Like the amount of bad Gundams I can count honestly is on like one hand out of like the bunch. Like it's stayed like some are better than others, but still for the most part, almost every single one has something worthwhile in it. Almost.
Well, it seems like at least maybe it might be like a more tightly controlled property, maybe.
I think anime just has more room for like experimentation and creativity. You don't have to think about budget as much, and like, you know, it's just a bigger sandbox to play in.
If Netflix is what? This is their second one or first one? Because I don't know if
This
Hathaway.
this is technically the first one I think they
Exclusive to
funded.
Netflix, yeah.
It's also the first one that Americans have ever worked on.
Okay, so
So this is from an American.
That's crazy.
This is an American-Japanese co-production. I don't think that's ever happened before.
that's crazy. In like the 50 years it's been around, this is the first American.
Yes.
That's pretty.
You
and
said
we'll-
79, right?
1979.
It's like with the original, with the Alien, right? The same year?
Yeah,
Alien.
It's kind of crazy.
that's nuts. But
Right.
That's kind of wild.
2 years after Star Wars, so they ripped it off quick.
We're technically going to get a second one if that live action one goes through. They don't. The second American, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, well, we just have to hope the new Netflix one isn't just dog shit.
Well, the guy who made Kong Skull Island is set to direct a live-action movie, which they haven't announced whether or not it's Universal Century or if it's just its own thing. If it's its own thing, I honestly think it has a higher chance of being successful.
Take the property for what it is,
Yeah.
and just make your own.
It's
Make your
easy to
own
do
thing
because
from
they've already done it literally over 20 times with G Gundam, Wing Gundam, Seed Gundam, like all the other spinoffs that have been coming out the past 25, 30-ish years.
There's a proof of concept. You can do your own isolated.
Just take the best
story.
parts you like and then make your own thing.
Yeah, and then also just make it culturally relevant to the time you're making it. You know, there are things you can focus on now that you might not have focused on in the 70s or the 80s. So
I have high hopes for it. I actually think
I'm going to watch it.
I'll watch the shit out of it.
Whether it sucks or it doesn't.
I have some
watching
high
it.
hopes for it. He's one of those directors, I think, that understands what he's getting into.
Well, scale too, because Kong Skull Island has like giant, you know, things in it, and also too, he's also set to direct Metal Gear Solid, which is a heavily like sci-fi.
Are they making a Metal Gear Solid movie?
Yeah, sci-fi political thriller. I'm like, okay, so he's already
doing both.
Yeah,
I
giant
thought Metal Gear
monsters.
Solid, not to go off topic, would work better as it's like a long-running TV show.
If Kojima is involved, which I think he will be, he's gonna.
In order to progress, you have to turn your TV off.
Why are we talking about Metal Gear?
Well, you can cut it.
I kind of already asked this, but do you regret watching the film trilogy as opposed to the series? Like, do you wish you saw it as a series first, or do you think the film series is more approachable and thus
Film
easier?
series is far more approachable because you don't have to deal with the downtime a show has, especially a show as old as that. Probably had, I would assume from conversations we've had, that had a lot more downtime, also like pad out time.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're trying to get into it and you're just kind of bogged down by like, all right, let's get it going. If you like the series and you can the movies, and you can go back and be like, oh, let me watch the series,
Like an extended
and then you can
edition,
choose to wade through maybe some of the more like, you know, non-essential aspects of it. So like I think no, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. You know?
I prefer watching movies over shows in general.
Tighter package.
I struggle to watch entire shows. I absolutely struggle.
Yeah.
But
Especially an animated show from the 70s, like, and also too, they had like a different. It was almost like a Monster of the Week type schedule because they wanted to sell toys. So it's like it didn't have that through line. While the films feels more like a continuous thing. If anything, I almost wish there was like a fan edit where they would like make extended editions of the movies, splicing in some extra content. I think that would be the perfect. Or just make a fucking remake of the whole
that's
series.
what I was thinking.
Modern animation.
They might as well
continue
just remake
Origin. Like they already have the Origin prequel stuff. Just
Oh
keep
yeah,
going.
just continue that animation.
Just keep
style.
going.
Yeah, just keep going.
Could you imagine a
That would be
complete remake with like maybe like the Hathaway animation or
That
like
would be
the
great.
Thunderbolt animation? Like that would be, just remake the entire thing. Like start from scratch, but make them like 2.5 hours each movie. I actually prefer watching over 12 or 20-minute episodes. I would rather just watch and get one. I can get it over with, but I can process it better.
Yeah.
Well, also, a TV show I feel like is also going to have a lot of like callbacks to the previous episode.
Right.
But
that's just like
I did like War in the Pocket and 8th MS Team because one, they were very short, but War in the Pocket played like just a 3-hour movie, and it was just really good. It's like, what did you say? It's like Come and See, but with Gundam.
I said come and see the anime.
Right. It's basically. I mean, I kind of.
It's not that dark.
It's not that dark, but I kind of wish
Not Grave
it
of the
was.
Fireflies. Yeah.
A Grave in the Fireflies Gundam would have been fantastic. It's close enough in tone.
You have to have robot action in order to make that's just a rule.
Also, Bernie's
unfortunately.
just like the best character in
He is
all of
Bernard
Gundam.
Wiseman.
He's the best character of all time in like all the.
I agree.
In any of the films.
And he's speaking of Metal Gear Solid. He's voiced by David Hayter.
Yeah.
Yep. Someone comes up to you and they ask you, "What's the appeal of Gundam? Like, why do people like it? Like, why is it so popular?" What would you tell them?
It's just like you're just watching a sci-fi war between these two factions, but it's told through many different perspectives and points of view. With why I think it's approachable. Anybody can watch it.
Yeah, I think it's also just like people have always been kind of fascinated with war media or media that like discusses war and conflict. So you've got that as like a major element of it. And then it's also like
political.
Space is cool. People like space. 70s. I mean, you know, space race. I mean, obviously that was more the 60s, but like space, people like space, giant robots and things that explode. That's all just kind of fun and
action.
Cool. Yeah, and then like you mix that with like, oh, but there's also some like political stuff mixed in there. It's like, okay, well then like, yeah, it's fun. You get giant robots shooting at people. There are stakes. People will die. That makes it a little more exciting.
Humanizing a space war.
Yeah.
Humanizing
It's like fun, like a space war. That's cool.
Humanizing a goofy space war where like they use giant robots to fight each other, but making it grounded and real. I wouldn't say realistic, but more realistic than I would say Star Wars. This one to me was more grounded, and I think genuinely like better, well made than most live action sci-fi action films. All of them. Better characters too, even if they are goofy and, you know, they talk like they have like that speed racer animation, like even if they are
Granted,
goofy.
I forgot to mention, y'all did watch it subtitled. And y'all specifically, y'all actually watched a redub from the early 2000s with like modern, like Hollywood sound effects mixed in.
Which, honestly, was awesome.
Probably for the better.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna have a modern sound system, it's actually kind of controversial. Some people prefer the 80s audio. I actually prefer the Blu-ray soundtrack. Naturally, while editing this video, I decided to do a little side-by-side comparison of the sound mix from the original 1980 version as well as the 1999 remaster, and oh my god, my opinion has kind of shifted quite a bit. I actually think the original theatrical audio with the original sound effects has a more classic and memorable vibe. However, there is some great atmospheric detail and just added boom and bass and real theater sound to the new remix. So honestly, I'm kind of split 50-50. And I also did not realize until watching them back to back, side by side, that they actually changed the music placement and in some places completely either got rid of the music or replaced it with brand new music. So I totally get now why so many people swear up and down that the original theatrical version is better. As far as which version you want to watch, that's totally up to you. But here's a little side by side. Hope you enjoy.
食べてない。アムロ
敵が出てくる。レーザーラインに乗せて私とスレンダーのザクを敵が出てくる。レーザーラインに乗せて私とスレンダーのザクをこいつなら当たれこいつなら当たれいや陽動作戦に出るのも突破口だ。いや陽動作戦に出るのも突破口。ガンキャノン発進。ガンキャノン発進。逃がすか。撃て撃て。逃がすか。撃て撃て。怪しいのでなければ見せろ。うわっ
のでなければ見せろ。
待ちなさい。アムロ。
They brought back all the voice actors except for one because he died. But yeah, no, the same guys have been voicing Amuro and Char since the beginning. Now Amuro, unfortunately, was in a sexual assault scandal.
Yes.
So he will no longer be working for Gundam.
I knew exactly where you're going with that.
Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z as well.
Yeah, I remember you went through this whole thing, and I'm like, Jesus.
Rip Amuro, yeah. He forced someone to get an abortion. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Wow. Yikes.
Now,
okay.
When you say it was sound was remixed, does it is it the same sound when Char's robot is like sprinting across?
You know what? I don't know. I'll have to check, and I'll put it up on screen.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
I don't think I've ever laughed that hard at like.
Yeah, it was aggressive.
Well, and the animation too. Just how
was
quickly
like
it cuts across the
It was
screen.
a serious moment. It was like it was like the climax of the movie.
Yeah, it was when
And-
it's in like when they're at escaping Jaburo, right? And it's like it's
Yes.
Char.
Yeah,
and,
it was like the
and-
climax of the
yeah.
second film, right?
Yes.
And then
Char is in a Zegok, and
Yeah.
like the rounded thing, and it's just like
the most strange.
it looks like a flash animation on a
looks-
computer.
It sounded hilarious because it was the same sound effect like 4 or 5 times in a row.
It was like a royalty-free robotic arm sound you would get on like on a soundboard.
It was insane. Like I was like, whoa, and then it happened again, and then we just kept busting out laughing.
Hilarious, yeah.
All right, Jan, who was your favorite character from the original series?
Amuro's little robot. Amuro.
Haro.
Haro. Yeah, Haro. I love that little ball. I have been consistently going Amuro to myself when nobody else is around. So clearly, I think that wins. Also, Job John. I love me some Job John.
Guys, round of applause for Job John.
Yeah,
Guys, round of applause for Job John.
Actual characters, my favorite. Probably Char, just because.
Yeah.
How can he not be? He's a lot of fun, and after watching Origin, it's kind of just like.
Well, he's a cool
like his
anti-hero,
character more.
kind of.
Yeah. So if his character is just like, he's fun to watch, and what he does to Garma, even before having seen our Origins, it's just like funny.
Yeah, he's the Anakin and
it's
Vader
just
of
like-
the franchise.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
I was he stole my answer. It was gonna be Char, but I am specifically watching like House of the Dragon, and I was talking to him earlier about Daemon Targaryen. He's essentially your villain, but he's just so damn cool that you're just like, anytime he's on screen, like I genuinely like I'm not rooting for him to win, but I'm saying like every time he's on screen, I am more entertained. I also really like Amuro, like as a character. I was expecting him to be the annoying teen anime protagonist, and he does have his moments, but
he has a couple moments.
I would say he steps up. I like the whole thing with his dad and being a little.
He had to grow up. He was forced to grow up really fast.
That's why I liked him. I really genuinely like the rivalry between them, and that's the most basic answer you can get. But if we're gonna go in side characters, Job John.
Job John. Round of applause for Job John. Yeah, I think also too. It's an interesting rivalry because it's like a literal like young teen versus some grown ass man, and they like literally never met each other. Like it was literally just through combat that they're like the guy in that thing, whoever he is, screw him, and then they do end up meeting, and they don't even realize it.
Also, Ramba Raw was.
Oh yeah, Rambo.
So I was gonna say that's my personal favorite is Rampa Raw.
I did forget about Rambo.
He was also probably like my second because he was just every time he was on screen, he was just. I'm like, yeah, this guy's cool.
And in Origin,
he's
you
the
get to see more of him, and him
he's actually,
saving the kids and all that.
Really cool in that.
Because he's always kind of been one of the more tragic figures. Because you can tell he's kind of he's a good guy who's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Kind of similar to Bernie almost.
Yeah.
but he's more gruff. And I think that if they were to make a live action movie, that they should cast Nick Offerman. He's just a perfect Ramba Ral. Okay, and then your favorite character from any of the other Gundams you've watched?
Bernie.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously got to be Bernie. I mean,
he's so cool.
Xeon pilots. I noticed there's a trend here. Xeon
I don't know.
pilots.
They're just the coolest.
They're more interesting. Yeah.
I do gotta say, I also love in 8th MS team, the girl that he keeps running into. I'm forgetting her name. I don't remember any
Xeon
of the characters'
pilot.
name. Yeah,
Another Xeon.
Oh, wow.
Well, just because their relationship is kind of like fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then if you watch her dealing
Romeo
with her
and Juliet.
brother, yeah, the whole thing with like her brother, and then dealing with the whatever the giant ship is that they're building and testing and all that, and it's just kind of like I just like that part of 8th MS team a lot. So
Bernie,
that character.
And I'm also gonna throw another Xeon pilot from Thunderbolt. Not Fleming. It's his rival.
Right. With the afro.
Yes. What was his name? They all have crazy names.
If you come up with it,
I'm not
it
gonna
might
say
help you later.
Right. If I'll.
No, John, say it.
Think of it. I'll think of it later.
All right, and then last question: your favorite Gundam movie or series you've watched out of all of them?
We've already said
Yeah, probably War in the Pocket.
War in the Pocket.
This is like an isolated 3 hours. It's just very well done. Actually, I don't know if Thunderbolt's my favorite.
Thunderbolt was second for me, specifically for the animation and just that one shot where
POV shot.
The POV shot of Fleming moving back and forth,
Yeah.
and then the pilot just freaking out, and then you just see a shot just immediately kills him. It's just
a beam saber.
super cool.
I guess I probably. Now, the more I think about what happens in Thunderbolt and Hawthorne in those two,
One's a high octane action film, and the other one is more of a character drama.
Yeah.
So they both have they both have good action and they both have good character drama. It's just one leans slightly more. And I think that's just because of the time that's put into it.
A little boy joining a terrorist cell is pretty
good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
More little boys should join terrorist cells.
Yeah, we want more counterinsurgency little boys.
And doing the little zero gravity run, and then also too them rebuilding the ship and shit. And he's got little binoculars, and he just watches them all get shot up.
He's also the most innocent little looking little boy ever, and I was not expecting the blood.
Yeah,
there was just a lot of blood in
a
that
lot of
movie,
headshots,
and I was like, Jesus Christ, they just get massacred.
Yep. Well, boys, y'all claim y'all like Gundam, but I'm not sure I believe you, so I might have to put y'all to the test. Are you ready for your trivia game?
I'm very ready.
All right.
Yeah, can you get a cut in of me going?
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to do that.
That's why he's dreaming me! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Wait.
All right, so...
like your low-res JPEG.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. All right, so new types, Fetties, Zeeks, and everyone else. Welcome to the Gundam Trivia Show. We're going to test these boys' knowledge, see how much they were paying attention, and test their love for Gundam. So each question, there's going to be a mix. Some are just pictures. So it's going to be people's, places, and things. We're going to have some multiple choice. I will give you some hints here and there, but for the most part, I really want y'all to just show your love and dedication and prove that y'all are not fake fans. Whoever has the most points wins, and there will be a first place prize and a second place prize. However, what I did not mention to y'all during the lead up of this video is that for each question that you missed, you will be receiving a shot in the face from the official beam rifle. And I have pretty good aim. I've practiced on my roommate, Drew. And it's pretty good. So basically, whoever's most soaking wet at the end of this is the actual loser.
This is also your couch.
Normally being soaking wet is a good thing.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
So up first, we got stage 1, characters. Now, I think I did a good job of mostly just putting really well-known characters who are in the forefront that anyone's gonna know, all right? So don't be too nervous. This first one's a classic character. Everyone loves them. Everyone knows them. All right, boys. Who is this first character we got here?
Job
John.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was
oh boy.
about
All
to
right, guys,
point
give
him
it up
out.
for Job John.
There he is. There's our boy.
All right, so do we rule question?
Yes.
Do we raise our hands? Or
You
we
do
just
raise
say-
your hands.
Okay,
I should
well,
have said
then,
that.
and I'll give it to him because he rose his hand.
This was a meme question. No one fucking knows who Job John is except for YouTube doofuses because for some reason we find this fucking random
my
blonde
boy.
extra.
That's my boy.
So you know what? All right, a mandatory round of applause every time Job John comes up. You gotta.
Job John, baby. We
Look at
love
this
Job
little
John.
goofy
I
ass
know.
dude.
I
this,
found the funniest picture I could find of him.
this man gunned down like how many soldiers? Like
I'm pretty sure
20?
we see him kill like 15.
He killed like
15
15
fucking-
dudes, and then he
15
ended up
Zeeks.
being just like the dude on the computer in like the next movie. They're like, oh, didn't you shoot like 40? He was the IT guy.
Yeah, I'm back on the computer though.
Are y'all ready?
Sure.
All right, get your hand raised and ready, John. We're back in
I'm
we're
gonna
back in
say-
elementary
okay,
school.
So new rule. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and on go, y'all can raise your hand. All right. Next character. Who is this character? In 3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus Christ, I forgot.
Jan.
I'm gonna be wrong. Ryu.
John.
Oh man, it was his neighbor, but I forgot.
That's correct. It is his neighbor.
Got his name. I don't remember.
So I'm gonna give each one of y'all is gonna get 3 hints. Okay. So you want to use a hint
Oh,
Not
3
for-
hints in total.
to possibly 3 hints in total for this whole game.
Okay, then no. I don't care.
You don't want to use a hint?
I'm just gonna go with his neighbor. I don't want to use a hint. I think I'm gonna have to use it later.
All right. It is Hayato. Hayato.
You say that and immediately I'm like, right, yeah.
All right. Next character. 3, 2, 1, go.
I just saw it over here.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Jan.
Same name I just said a second ago.
Who's that?
Ryu.
That is correct.
Good
Jan,
job,
you get
'cause
the
I
first
totally-
official point. It's easy because Ryu from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
All right. Third character. So, Amuro Ray's father, who is the creator of the Gundam, is his name A. Joseph Ray, B. Tim Ray, C. Takeshi Ray, or D. Yashima Ray. And 3, 2, 1, go. John.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go with C. I think I know what it. I think I know. As soon as I said C, I think I remember.
All right,
who
Jan.
It was.
I think it's B.
Correct. It is Tim Ray.
What a dumb name.
Tim Ray. Well, it's the Universal Century 0079. So there's a character in one of the other shows whose last name is Fingerhat.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying this after our favorite character was Job John.
There's a character
Fingerhat?
named Cicely Fairchild.
These
Like
are
they have.
so stupid.
This is what
It
happens
reminds me
when.
of the It's Always Sunny. Van Hot.
Yeah. All right. Next question. All right, so Mirai is the pilot of the White Base, and she is the love interest and future wife of Captain Bright. So she is a part of a very famous family who makes space colonies. A, the Minovsky family. B, the Mass family. C, the Rebel family. Or D, the Yashima family. And 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Jan.
The Yashima family.
It is the Yashima family.
It's like it's not the Minovsky particles.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know Mass, and I'm pretty sure I know Rebel.
Okay, 'cause that's from Origin, actually.
Yeah, that's. I
All
remember
right,
that.
next one. What are the given birth names of these 2 characters? And yes, you do have to get their last name. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Artesia Daikun and why am I forgetting his name? I know it. I know it. Give me 1 second. why is it?
Dude, I'm so bad with
Oh,
names.
why am I forgetting it all of a sudden?
Artesia Daikun, and if you can get it, you both.
I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't finish Origins.
They
and
say his name in the original as well.
We watched it forever ago.
I know it.
So y'all each get. Remember, y'all each get a bonus. You each get a guess, or excuse me, a hint. You want to use one of your hints?
No, I know his
There's
name.
not that many questions. You might as well use a hint.
Give me a hint.
All right. It starts with a C. So Artesia and blank.
Oh,
Daikon.
Casval.
Yes,
Casval.
it is Casval.
Oh, fuck. I'm so bad with anime names.
I know.
I
It's
even
so not. It's
I even
not
looked
even
it up
funny.
before I got here to
Yes.
make sure I remembered what their given names were and what their names they took on were.
All right, next slide. Who are these two characters? You do not have to get the last name. If you do, it will give you an extra bonus. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I only know one.
Okay, raise your hand if you know one.
It's Ramba Raw
Okay,
and
you got his last name as well.
yeah.
Do you want to use one
know
of your
she's a-
hints?
I know she's a singer.
Use the hint.
All right. It starts with an H. It starts with H and ends with an N.
What? You know what it is now. Oh.
Been a terrible one. All right, Jan, do you want to give a stab? You still got a point.
No.
Okay, it's Haman. Not to be confused with Haman Karn, who's a different character from Zeta, who's more famous. But all right, next slide. This is Artesia's cat from Origin that Ramba Rawl is forced to go back and rescue, and he gets his face scratched up. Is its name A, Scratchy, B, Lucifer, C, Satan, or D, Crystal? In 3, 2, 1, Jan.
Lucifer.
It is Lucifer, which is a dumb
I didn't get
name
that
for
far.
cat. That was in the second film.
I didn't get to the second all the way through
Oh.
the second episode. I only got like first 20 minutes or something.
Well, damn. In that case, sorry, we're deducting a point because it's not eligible. That was a mistake on my half. You're still way ahead, so it's not like that's gonna.
I know.
I don't know
I know.
characters.
That's fine. That's fine.
They all have weird names.
Hey, stick it out. You might know this next one, okay?
Doubtful.
Who is this character from
Fucking
the
Rockstar guy.
8th MS team? In 3,
Oh my god!
2, 1.
It's something. It's not a crazy name. Like it felt. Oh.
For the life of me, I can't remember.
All right.
I know he's the rock star. Like,
Yeah.
I know he's our communications man.
They say his name like 100 times in that
name,
one
I thought.
episode.
Y'all both still have 2 more guess passes.
I'm not gonna
Or
use
how
hint
many, how
passes.
many more questions we got?
20 maybe.
I don't want to use it yet.
Sure. Okay. His name is Elidor. Elidor. Yep.
Eleanor.
Yep. Elidor. All right. Next character. This character is the pilot of the Gundam in 0080. Her name is 3, 2, 1.
There's gonna be so many of these we're just not gonna get.
No, because it's like
I can't remember the name.
I know who they are. I just don't know the names.
I'm gonna give y'all a hint. It's a very like American Girl sounding name. It's like basic.
I'm just gonna go.
Starts with a C. And I'll give you a point even if you use the nickname because she has a shorter name. All right, Jan.
Chris. They call her Chris, right?
That is a half point for you.
Christine. Then.
There you go.
Christina.
Christina McKenzie is her name.
I think I'm a half point for Chris.
Your half
right?
point, yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, we'll never get a point deducted, but you will get punished for saying dumb shit that isn't right. You fake fucking
All I had
fans.
to do was add an A.
Y'all even care about Gundam, you pieces of shit?
Well, okay. How about?
Idiots. You
Oh,
doofus.
I really want to do this with like Game of Thrones characters. Who's this guy? Who's this guy that shows up for 2 seconds in season
Honestly,
3,
those
episode
names-
2
5?
seconds.
Those names I might actually remember even more.
I honestly, I might.
'Cause I've seen Game of Thrones enough times where I remember these.
It's
characters.
Christina McKenzie, everyone's favorite Gundam pilot.
Oh right, yeah, Christina McKenzie, obviously.
I should have made this a multiple choice.
You
but
should have made
the
all
fact,
of them.
The fact that I said nickname,
when
we
you
got
said
it.
short, that was like I was like, oh right.
Because he says say hi to Chris for me in his video. All right, next one. Who is this gentleman from Thunderbolt? And it could be first, last name.
Is it the same dude?
3? Yes.
It is the same dude.
3, 2, 1. You want to use a hint?
No. It starts with an L. His last name, right?
It does. You're
Is it
right.
Lorenz?
It is.
That's what I thought.
It is.
'Cause I remember.
That's big.
That. It was not. That was. I was confusing.
And his
him.
first name, I'm gonna give this one you for free. His first name starts with a D.
I don't remember the first name. I just know their last.
I'm impressed you remember Lorenz though. It's Daryl.
Daryl Lorenz.
Yeah, Daryl. That's my uncle's name.
Daryl.
Yep.
I did remember that one. I
All
don't
right.
because he's probably my favorite character in that.
For
movie.
sure. Absolutely. All right. This is the boss battle round. Name
Jesus
every
Christ.
character on this. If you can name 3 out of the 5, you won't get punished for guessing the other ones. Okay, that's my deal for you. If you can name at least 3 out of the 5, even if you say some dumbass shit that's wrong, I will not shoot you in the face. All right, Jan.
What we got? Degwin Zabi, Garma Zabi, and struggling to think of the big guy's name.
Dagwin's the father. Garma's the youngest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
I only know
the
Garma.
big baddie.
You still have hints if you want.
Give me a hint for the big green son of a bitch.
It starts with a D and has O's in it.
Dozel Zabi.
Do you want to stab at the other 2?
Sansa Stark and I have no idea.
John, do you want to?
Didn't we already go over the blue-haired chick's name earlier?
That's a boy.
That's Garma.
Oh,
That is Garmin, the
what?
youngest
Not.
son.
Never mind.
You mean
No.
that redhead?
I give up. Yeah, I give up.
And then the oldest son, he's like the Hitler
I was
type.
confusing the other blue-haired person.
Okay. So the other 2 is Cassilia and Giran.
Giran. Cecilia, I did not remember. Also, you shot me so directly in the ear. That last one, bro.
All right. So that was the big boss battle.
Yeah.
Now here
fucking-
is the ultimate character that I need y'all to guess. Who is this gentleman right here?
Oh, Job John. As an old guy.
Yeah.
It's Job John.
Old Job John, baby.
I immediately.
That is John, Job.
You didn't raise your hand, did you?
It's fine.
Oh.
It's a meme. I bookended it
I
with
was
a
gonna
meme.
say
all right?
Christopher Lloyd.
And you know what? I think for his age, he's looking pretty damn healthy. He's looking great.
He does. He looks like if he goes 88 miles an hour, he's gonna travel back in time.
Back to 1955.
Yeah, he does.
If I just travel 88 miles an hour.
1.21 gigawatts
Alrighty.
on the road.
Stage 2. Mobile suits. Getting mechanical up in this bitch. What is the model number of the Gundam in 3, 2, 1?
Is it the RX-782-2?
It is. That is correct.
That's the only one I know.
There is a 1 and there is a 3, and I believe there's also a 4, 5, and 6.
This is Amuro's first one.
But you don't see any of those.
79 or something.
There's also the RX-93 New Gundam. That's the one from Char's Counterattack. That's my personal favorite. All right, up next. This mobile suit here is called A. Zaku 1, B. Zaku 2, C. Zaku 3, or D. Hyzak. In 3, 2, 1. Jan.
Zaku 1.
It is. Wow, I'm surprised. You got it.
Well, because it doesn't have the horns or the shield.
Right.
That the Zaku 2
That's
has.
true. It's the prototype.
Building my Zaku 2. I know my Zaku
Yes.
2.
Yes.
I was gonna say Zaku 2, but I'm glad I didn't. I don't remember.
So the Zaku 2 is the most famous one that everyone's seen. So the lore is that the Zaku 1 was the prototype, and you don't see it till the end because by the end of the show, the Zeon are running out of so many resources, they're resorting to building the inferior models again. That's the reason why they show up towards the end of the show.
Interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool.
All right.
What the hell is Hyzak?
It's from Zeta.
Oh.
This here is Ramba Rao's famous one, and it is called A, the Gelgoog, B, the Zegok, C, the Zaku 3, or D, the Goof. In 3, 2, 1. Jan.
Oh.
The goof.
That is correct.
The Gelgog, Gelgoog. That's the big it's like the rounded one.
It's the fat one.
Is that the one from 0080?
No.
It's similar.
Isn't it from the third? Or
No, the Gelgoog is the one.
Is it the one that attacks Jabra?
No. It's the one that Char pilots that has a shield and it has a spinning weapon, and he's with Lala, on the Texas colony. It has kind of like a mohawk-looking thing.
Which one is the one I'm talking about? Isn't it like Blast?
Oh, no. So the one in Jabro that's hunched over the aquatic one, that's the Zegok.
Oh.
Yeah. And there are the ones with the long arms. Those are Zegoks and 0080.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a different, it's like a custom. Yep. And then Norris Packard, the guy, he's one of the dudes in 8th MS team. He has a Goof custom with like the cable and the sword. Anyways.
What's that? No, Zaku. That thing there's a new kind of mobile suit.
This is no Zaku, boy! No Zaku!
Next up, what is this mobile suit called? In 3, 2, 1. No, don't want to use a guess.
Don't
The
remember.
RX-78-1.
Give me that fucking. Nice. All right. That is.
Is that piloted by Char?
No, this is
That's not.
this is the mass-produced mobile suits that the Federation made, modeled after the Gundam, but it's weaker. They're called GMs. They appear in encounters in space, and also too. No, they actually appear in Journey to Jabro because
Isn't that the ones that they're trying to
kid-
blow up on
yeah,
the
the
inside
kids
that
are
the kids
caught-
are disarming?
Yeah, with the bombs.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. That's right. Good memory. All right, up next. What is the name of this one? This is Dolzel's mobile suit that he dies in. He gets on top of it with a machine gun. All right, 3, 2,
Dolzel died?
1. Yep. Do you wanna use a hint? You got 2 more.
No.
We're getting close to the end. You won't get shot.
I'll use my final hint.
All right, final hint. It's called the Big Something.
Oh, the big. Oh, Christ.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just blast me.
It's the Big Zom. The Big.
Right.
This is my Big Zom. Yep.
Of course. How could
Oh.
I get that one wrong?
And one of the toenails kills. Oh God, what's his name? He's the white dude who's he's like an alcoholic and he's a womanizer.
Oh, that douchebag.
The guy they add in the
Oh
in
my
the
God.
beginning of 2.
It's on the tip of my
The
tongue.
weird romance plot.
Yeah, they add him in
line.
at the beginning of the second movie, right?
Yeah, he dies in the 3rd. Oh my God.
They're like
Slugger.
Slugger.
Yeah, he gets fucking one of those toenails. Just fucking gets him right in the
The guy
fucking
that was
cockpit.
like totally not modeled after Val Kilmer.
Yeah. He had that classic kind of like rugged guy look. All right. What class of cruiser is the White Base? A, Ivory class. B, Trojan Horse class. C, Mobile class. Or D, a Pegasus class.
Oh.
God. 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna say Trojan Horse. Nah.
It is D, the Pegasus class.
It is.
So
It is a
stupid.
Pegasus class because it looks like a Pegasus.
Oh, it looks like a.
So Trojan Horse, ironically, was a Trojan Horse answer because they say the Xeon nickname it the Trojan Horse, just like they nicknamed the Gundam the White Devil. It's the White Devil and the Trojan Horse. But
Sure, why not?
But yes, a Pegasus class cruiser.
I don't remember any of this.
All good. You still have a chance.
Secure my prize.
Like I said, there's 2 prizes. Don't worry. All right, up next. The Gundam featured in 0080 is called A, the Gundam Christina, B, the Gundam Wiseman, C, the Gundam Alex, or D, the new Gundam. In 3, 2, 1.
Gundam Alex.
It is the Gundam Alex. Damn.
I'm surprised if I knew that, but
All right.
You know how many movies I have seen in the last few months since we've seen this?
Yeah, but
I
they
don't
weren't as good as Gundam. You're a fake fan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, up next. This is from Thunderbolt. It is piloted by Daryl Lorenz, and it hooks up to his nervous system. This is called the Blank Zaku. In 3, 2, 1, and we have a guess. You have 2 guesses. You might as well use
Sure.
them. All right. It's a synonym for insane.
Crazy Zaku. I don't know.
Oh,
I'll give him you want to do a second guess?
You know what?
I know it. I know
want you
exactly
to have a
what it is.
second guess. It's a synonym for like crazy or insane.
Psycho Zaku?
Yes, it is the Psycho Zaku.
I was gonna say the crippled Zaku because he's.
What the fuck? Damn.
Well, still shoot his ass. You said crazy.
No.
No.
I'm already getting fucking murdered.
Let me see. All good. All right, up next. This is the mobile armor piloted by Lala that enhances her new type abilities. This is called A, the Elmeth, B, new type driver, C, the Gog, or D, the Big Ro. In 3, 2, 1.
Just. I was gonna say. Walton Goggins. I don't know. A.
That's correct. It is the Elmeth.
Damn it, you bastard! I was so hoping you would keep with that, so I could say that. That was like.
It is the Elmeth.
I'm gonna go with C. Walton Goggins.
The Gog, Big Ro, and Big Ro are actual mobile armors.
Gog on it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not the Gog.
The new type driver is something I made up.
You should be a writer for Gundam.
Thank you. Up next. So these characters they were introduced in Origin because they were part of the Battle of Loom, but also too they were a big boss battle in the second film. They're actually the ones responsible for the death of Miss Matilda. They are referred to as A, the Tri-Terror Unit, B, the Tri-Goof Squad, C, the Black Comets, or D, the Black Tri-Stars. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
John.
I was gonna say the Black Tri-Stars.
That is correct. It is the Black Tri-Stars. They're kind of underrated. And in the English dub, they give them Southern accents for some reason.
Hell
I
yeah,
don't know
they
why.
look like Southern guys.
They're like, wrangle them up, boys. Yep. And
What a Black Tri-Stars.
Yep. Yeah, Amuro fucking wipes the floor with their asses, too. Alrighty, up next. This weapon only featured
in the show.
Yes, only.
Okay.
This weapon was only featured in the TV show. However, it is a famous weapon that comes with most of the action figures and is available in all the games. It is called A, Gundam Ball and Chain, B, Gundam Spike Punch, C, Gundam Hammer, or D, Gundam Swing. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, keep doing that. We're like, you want to do rock paper scissors?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah,
Snip, snips.
Jan.
I'm gonna say the Gundam Spike Punch.
All right.
I think I know it from the game. Is it the ball and chain? Is it just strictly that? No, I thought it was.
It is ironically called the
Hammer?
Gundam Hammer.
Oh.
And most fans are confused.
I swear to God,
I'm not the.
I thought I saw it in the Maxi Boost. Maybe it was a Maxi Boost or whatever. Maxi Boost on.
Because it is a ball and chain. That's what it is. It's a
But
ball and
that's why I
God,
assumed
I
that's
thought
what it's
I
not
saw
called,
it.
and I was like, maybe the swing punch.
Yes.
Because I thought I remember
Sounds very
having the ability to
Japanese.
like fly
Yes.
forward or something, and I was like, well, maybe
Because there's the
that.
Gundam Javelin, which is a javelin.
Maybe I'm just crazy. I swear to God, I thought I saw that in Maxi Boost on where
Incorrect.
it was one of those
Yeah.
weapons or whatever they use. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, because Gundam Hammer does not make sense, but it's just one of those things. It's not.
It's a flail.
It's not
They
a-
want to call it anything. It's a flail.
It's not a translation error either. In the Japanese, they call it Gundam Hammer. It's like okay.
Sure, why not?
And it does have rockets on it, so when he slings it, the rockets activate and propel it, which is kind of cool.
I thought it could like go forward, which is why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought like
So
spike punch
not only
was
does it
similar.
swing, but it's rocket propelled, which I think is pretty cool. All right. Stage 3, places and events. This is way more multiple choice in this one. All right.
What's the score breakdown?
You're winning by
You don't
like
want to
20.
know. You don't want to know. All right. And John, you have one more guess. Jan, you have used up. Excuse me, John, you have one more hint. Jan, you have used up all your hints. All right. So the project the code name for the project of building the Earth Federation mobile suits, is it called A, Operation EFFS, B, Operation G, C, Operation MS, or D, Operation V? In 3, 2, 1, Jan.
Operation EFFS.
Why are you just making random? Are you sure?
I thought that's what it was.
All right, so you
I
have
get-
3 options left.
V?
It is Operation V. That's right.
MS just seemed too obvious.
Yeah, and G for Gundam, and Gun Take and Gun Cannon.
That's true.
But I made that shit up, so it's Operation V, which I believe is for, I don't even know. I'll put it on screen.
It's probably something stupid.
Because the Gundam has Vulcan cannons, but I don't think that's it. All right, up next. So the colony drop that started the whole thing in episode 1, is it called the code name for the colony drop? Is it called A, Operation Sydney Fall, B, Operation British, C, Operation Stardust Memory, or D, Operation Axis Drop? In 3, 2, 1. Whoa, really? All right. John.
I was gonna say Axis Drop. Damn it!
Thank God, because that was going to be my answer.
Really?
It's
All right.
Operation Stardust Memory.
Shit! What is Operation British?
Operation British is the correct answer.
That is so stupid.
Dude.
I know.
Like Sydney Falls a red herring.
Yes.
Axis Drop, I think it could be.
Axis is the name of the meteor dropped in Char's counterattack.
Okay.
Stardust.
I was like, oh, if it's not Axis Drop, it's got to be
Stardust Memory is the code name for the operation they do in 0083 Stardust Memory.
That's
So,
what. Okay.
I wish
That's-
I had watched 0083 so I would have known not to be.
Yep. All you had to do is read the front cover of the box, you idiot.
British. Fuck off.
I know. I don't know why it's
So
called that.
stupid.
But then again, a lot of code names for a lot of actual like things.
They're
are-
weird that you don't
yeah.
know what they're associated with.
It's like, oh well, my wife likes this type of salad dressing, so we called it that because it's like an inside thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it was called Operation, Attack Juno Beach,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, maybe they're
Operation
gonna-
Nuclear Bomb Building. Like,
Yeah.
Project Manhattan, etc. Yeah.
Operation, let's go nuclear with this thing, baby.
Yeah. All right. So, Char earned his nickname, the Red Comet, during this battle. A, Battle of Odessa. B, the Battle of Loom. C, Battle of Londo Bell. Or D, the Battle of Zeon. In 3, 2, 1. John?
Is it Londo Bell? Damn it!
Londo Bell is the name of the military unit that Captain Bright and Amuro were in Char's counterattack.
I don't care.
All right. Jan.
I'm stuck between Odessa and Loom,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go with Loom.
Correct. It is the Battle of Loom.
That's so dumb.
That's the name of the battle, dude.
It shouldn't be. It should be Londo Bell.
All right, up next. So the colony, the neutral colony that is featured both in 0080 as well as Encounters in Space is which colony? A, Side 1, B, Side 2, C, Side 6, or D, Side 7?
Fuck.
And put your fucking hand down. All right. Y'all both clearly want to answer. Let's do a rock, paper, scissors again. Nice.
Is it side 6?
It is Side 6. That's
The
correct.
only side that I hear in the entire time I've watched.
Yeah.
You kept me from getting soaked because I was gonna say Side 7, which is the one they drop, right?
No.
No?
Side 7's where Amuro's from.
Oh, okay.
Side 3 is Zeon. And technically speaking, there are multiple colonies within each side. Sides are clusters of colonies. Because like the Texas colony is part of side, I can't remember. All right, up next. This repurposed asteroid base is called A, Jaburo, B, Odessa, C, Solomon, or D, Abawaku. In 3, 2, 1. Jan, what do you want?
Abawaku.
It is Abawaku.
I just remember that name because I loved it so much. Abawaku. Just sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
Abawaku.
Yep. The only one of these that isn't. So Odessa is in Ukraine. Jaburo is in Brazil. However, Solomon and Abawaku are both asteroid bases. After this long journey, we have at last come to the final question. What is the name of the creator? What is the name of the creator of Gundam? A, Yoshiyuki Tomino. B, Yoshikazu Yasuhiko. C, Hideo Kojima. Or D, Job John.
Tough one.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Jan.
Go.
Yoshikazu Yasuhiko.
Get me. That's the artist of Gundam, you idiot. Director coordinator.
I'm gonna go with Yoshiyuki Tomino, and
That's
that's the only
correct.
one that you pronounced like fluently,
Yes.
like you knew it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was gonna
keep-
go with that, but I
Yeah,
didn't
right.
want to go first.
Congratulations, that was the end of the trivia game. All right. I'm counting up the total now.
13 to like 4.
It's a real mystery who won this one.
All right, guys. Drum roll, please. All right, so the winner here is Jan with 14 points. And our second place winner here is John with 8 points.
I'd like
All
to thank
right.
my family, Jesus Christ.
And most importantly, Job John.
Job John.
Job John.
John was,
Round of applause.
Job John, rest in peace.
Still
He's
alive.
still alive.
Still very much alive.
Well, I still want him to rest peacefully.
I mean, rest. Yeah, rest.
Hope your nap
All right,
is good
are you ready?
tonight.
So for first place prize, you get Char's Zaku 2 right here. Yep, it's the high grade right there, the red comment. And for the second place prize, you get a Haro that transforms into an RX-782.
That's actually pretty
Yep,
cool.
I know, right? I told you. Good
Part
prizes.
of me wishes I almost got my little.
I know. The Haro's your favorite.
Yeah, I love
Well,
that
if
little
y'all
guy.
want to make a trade,
No.
all right. Well, I hope y'all enjoy your prizes. I hope the viewers enjoyed watching. Do y'all have anything to say?
All right. Subscribe.
subscribe.
Hit the bell as well.
Subscribe
Smash
to
that
not.
fucking like
Yeah,
button
comment because that really drives it up in the
for
algorithm.
more Gundam content and other things. All right, thank you.
Shout out to Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco
Our queen.
and Hideo Kojima. Hey guys, I just want to say thanks again, and if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed the journey. I just happened to be recording this right after I got back from the 4K theatrical screening of the first Gundam film in theaters with a couple of friends. That's right, not only am I not gatekeeping Gundam, but I'm actually recruiting even more people into my cult. But I'm sure there's a good chunk of you watching who are probably wondering, hey asshole, when are you going to make a sequel to the tier list video you released almost a year ago? And to that I say, don't you worry. Not only am I working on a sequel to the tier list video, I am working on 2 sequels to the tier list video. Obviously, one of them's going to be alternate universe series. The other one, though, I'm going to keep a bit of a secret. The only reason it's even taking this long is because, well, I have to watch all the series first. I'm happy to say I'm over halfway done through the Gundam series, and surprisingly, I don't hate it yet. But don't worry, just because I'm halfway done doesn't mean there isn't going to be a Gundam tier list video coming soon. In fact, it should be wrapped by the end of November. I'm sure you're excited to see Captain Bright, Char, Amuro, and Kai come back to take a stab at some other Gundam series. But I can't lie to you, they're not the only ones who are going to be joining the party. Here's a little sneak peek to some characters who might be joining us these next couple of videos. And one more very crucial piece of information is that any video using any AI voice cloning or any other AI software will not be monetized. While I can argue all day how the way I'm using the tools is very transformative and creative, I want it to be all in good fun. At the end of the day, this is a passion project that's supposed to be a celebration of the legacy of Gundam and give people a lot of laughs along the way. It aims to review and critique the franchise, while at the same time be a playful parody and spoof these characters that we all know and love. But I do not own these characters, and by extension, I don't own their voices, so therefore, I refuse to make a dime off of anything that even closely resembles the likeness of these beloved characters. Until next time, thanks for watching.
なんだと言ってるんだ言え
私は89歳になります。